Have you ever looked at her and instantly felt something shift? Her tone, her energy, the way she moves in your presence. It's as if she's still the same woman, yet something about her is undeniably different. Here's the cold truth. When a woman has been physically close to someone, especially someone new, she carries it in ways she cannot disguise. And you feel it. Even if you can't put it into words, you sense it in the way she guards her phone, in that new glow in her eyes, in the tiny fragments of another man's world. She unknowingly brings back with her. Most men dismiss it. They explain it away. They avoid facing what's right in front of them. But if you can read the subtle tells, you'll see everything she thought she'd buried. Today, I'm going to reveal the quiet, forbidden signs every man must learn to recognize. 1. She behaves like she's hiding something, even when she isn't. You don't have to be a mind reader. You just need to notice the guilt she doesn't even know she's showing. For most women, intimacy is never just physical. It leaves a psychological weight, and that weight shows in her behavior. She might not be cheating. She might be single. You might not even be involved with her. But subconsciously, after being with someone, a woman often feels like she's holding a secret. And secrets always bleed through the surface. Here's what it looks like. She suddenly becomes overly polite. Her tone turns just a little too sweet. She avoids direct eye contact, not from shyness, but as if protecting something. Or she swings the other way, overcompensating, extra talkative, strangely available, trying to distract you from noticing the shift. This isn't about catching her in a lie. It's about understanding that intimacy triggers an internal recalibration, whether it's guilt, secrecy, or simply processing what happened. She feels off. If you know her baseline, her natural rhythm, you'll notice this change instantly. She might touch her phone more, keep her sentences short, avoid staying in one spot, as if stillness would let you see through her. It's not in her words. It's in the micro expressions, the half smiles that never reach her eyes, the pauses between sentences, the little acts of avoidance she thinks go unnoticed. Humans are terrible at hiding. We leak. And after intimacy, a woman will often leak that something happened without saying a word. 2. Her interactions with you change. Most men miss this. When she's been with someone, especially someone new or emotionally intense, her way of engaging with you shifts. If you're dating, talking, or even just in her circle, you'll feel it. Sometimes subtle, sometimes like a brick through glass. Maybe she becomes colder, slower to reply. Her playfulness disappears. Her messages get shorter, not angry, just detached, like her attention is somewhere else, because it is. Other times, she does the opposite. Overly warm, extra nice, overcompensating to balance the guilt. Intimacy changes her emotional landscape. Her nervous system recalibrates. If she's been with someone who excites her, there's a glow, a subtle arrogance, a lighter energy. On the flip side, if she feels guilty, she'll keep her tone safe. Conversations will feel guarded. Plans get canceled for vague reasons. Small, unnecessary cover stories appear. Sometimes she'll even start arguments over nothing, not out of anger, but as a way of managing the tension inside her. The truth? A woman never needs to confess. Her behavior writes the story for her. If you're paying attention, watching patterns instead of clinging to words, you'll see it. Every woman, no matter how skilled at hiding, leaves footprints in her behavior after she's been with someone else. 3. Her clothing and grooming quietly shift. This is one of the most overlooked tells. When she's recently been intimate, her style, grooming, and even scent often change, rarely by accident. Intimacy sparks a ripple effect. She feels desired. Her femininity is activated, and she expresses it through how she presents herself. More makeup, a different hairstyle, a new perfume, or the opposite, going minimal. Why? Because she's already had her validation. She doesn't need to perform anymore. If you know her baseline, this stands out instantly. Suddenly dressed to impress for no reason, wearing subtle traces of his world, a hoodie, a bracelet, a fragrance that isn't hers, she'll shrug it off. Oh, I just felt like dressing up. But these changes are rarely for everyone. They're for someone. 4. She's familiar with things she shouldn't know. Intimacy breeds familiarity, and familiarity leaks. A restaurant she suddenly mentions, a band she's into overnight, a phrase she never used before. Maybe it's in her habits. Waking up earlier, drinking a different coffee, playing a new playlist. These aren't random updates to her personality. They're imprints, pieces of someone else's influence, and often she doesn't realize she's doing it. When women connect deeply, they unconsciously mirror the man they've been with. If you know her well, you'll notice immediately. Her words, her movements, her energy, carrying fragments of another man's world. 5. She guards her phone, one of the clearest shifts. If she's normally relaxed about her phone, intimacy changes that. Now it's closer to her, face down, always within reach. carried from room to room. It's a small behavior, but once you see it, you never forget it. Men, stop clinging to her words. Start watching the changes, because intimacy always leaves footprints, not just on her body, but on her identity. Subscribe to The Daily Stoic and learn to read what's never spoken.